You say Toni Braxton? Toni Braxton. I got Toni Braxton. No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back. I got someone else. I want to be. I want it on record. I want it on national television. You want to say I don't have your back? You did it. Hell no, you did not.
Friend, you steal.
I don't steal anything.
You don't. You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them. You time.
What man? You not get the least. Oh, down there, bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar.
Such a nice man.
It was supposed to be just another casual interview. D.A. Brat, the famous rapper and longtime friend of the Braxton family, had a lot to share about her music, her life, and the journey of being part of the entertainment world. But what no one could have expected was what D.A. Brat revealed next. She was there, sitting calmly, but her words sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and left Toni Braxton in complete devastation. Birdman, the famous rapper, and Toni's one-time fiancé, allegedly didn't just have a romantic relationship with Toni, but with all of her sisters. That revelation alone was enough to make every viewer's jaw drop. But what made this so much more intense was the emotional weight it carried for Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton had been known for her vulnerability, her emotional depth as an artist and a person.
You're such a liar. Such a nice man. You said he Towanda. That's a lie. I swear to God, a lie. What's wrong? You your man for? You think I'm don't
But no one could have prepared for the devastation that followed D.A. Brat's words. The camera caught every moment of Toni's face as it shifted from shock to disbelief, then to a pain that was all too real. She was heartbroken. Her eyes welled up with tears, and the weight of the betrayal hit her harder than anyone could have imagined. Toni, who had always kept her personal life guarded, now had to face this public spectacle. For her, this wasn't just an interview gone wrong. It was the unraveling of everything she held dear. A family that had always seemed so tight-knit, so unbreakable, was now facing the darkest of secrets. And Toni was at the center of it all, crying as she learned just how deep the betrayal went. Birdman had been a part of Toni's life for years. From their romantic relationship to their engagement, their love story had always been public, with fans keeping a close eye on the ups and downs of their journey together. But the real truth, one that Toni had hidden behind her carefully crafted image.
It's my child.
Do I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So my thing, I know where you live because I put down your down payment.
Was a betrayal that reached far beyond their personal relationship. D.A. Brat's revelation about Birdman and the Braxton sisters shook the entire foundation of their family. It wasn't just about a broken relationship anymore. It was about trust, loyalty, and the painful realization that Toni had been living in the shadows of a secret her family had been keeping from her. As D.A. Brat casually spilled the details of Birdman's affairs with all of Toni's sisters, the emotional toll it took on Toni became clear. What had been a public love story had turned into an ugly,
You've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards.
complicated mess that no one was prepared to deal with. The pain on Toni's face as she heard the words was evident. Her tears weren't just about Birdman's betrayal. It was about the betrayal of her family. Toni had always seen her sisters as her support system.
Towanda, babe, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you look the other way. She's super sneaky, clever, and crafty.
The people who would stand by her no matter what. The Braxton family was supposed to be united in love and loyalty, but now that bond seemed irreparably broken. Each accusation felt like a betrayal from the very people she had trusted the most. Toni had fought so hard to keep her personal life private. But now, with everything out in the open, she couldn't hide from the truth. She had been deceived by Birdman, yes.
You know exactly what you're doing. Don't be looking like that, you snake-ass son of a gun. You're a snake, and you like controversy, and you like all of that. So why would you do that?
But also by the very people she had loved and shared her life with. What was supposed to be a candid conversation about D.A. Brat's life turned into a painful reminder of the complexities of fame, relationships, and family. As the interview continued, the gravity of the situation sank in.
I don't steal anything.
You don't. You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them a few times.
What man? You not get the lead. Oh, this low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a nice.
Toni's heartache was palpable. It wasn't just the betrayal by Birdman, it was the realization that her sisters had been hiding something from her for so long. How could they have kept this secret? How could they have allowed Birdman into their lives and their beds without telling her the truth? Toni's reaction was gut-wrenching. She didn't just cry because of the man she had loved, she cried because of the deep fissures forming within her family. As the truth came to light,
which, mind you, how good of a sister can you be for you to know this information and not tell it until someone makes you mad? Like, you didn't tell Toni about Tamar sleeping with her ex until Tamar calls you out for being a thief, which you've been a thief before, so Tamar telling this wouldn't be that too far off.
The impact of the betrayal became painfully evident, stretching far beyond Toni Braxton herself. This wasn't just a personal blow for her. It affected her entire family in ways no one could have predicted. The Braxton sisters, Tamar, Trina, and Towanda, each had their own complicated and raw reactions to the situation. They had always been close, but now, they were faced with a truth that they could not ignore, no matter how hard they tried. The emotional weight of it all hung heavily on their hearts, threatening to tear apart the bonds they had carefully built over the years. Tamar, the outspoken and fiercely protective sister, had always been the first to speak her mind. She was not one to shy away from confrontation, yet even she found herself struggling to find the right words in the wake of the revelation. The betrayal was too deep, too personal for her to simply brush aside. Tamar, usually full of fiery emotion, was quieted by the gravity of the situation. She was angry, hurt, and confused, but beneath all of that, there was a sense of betrayal that she hadn't been prepared for. The complexity of her feelings left her at a loss for how to address the public and her family, all while carrying the heavy burden of knowing that the situation was far from resolved. Towanda, often the quieter and more reserved of the Braxton sisters, was visibly shaken. She had always preferred to stay in the background, avoiding the drama that often surrounded her family. But now, the drama had found her, and she was forced to confront it head-on. The revelation left her speechless at times, struggling to reconcile her loyalty to her family with the pain of what had been exposed. Towanda's sense of betrayal was profound, and she couldn't hide her vulnerability. It was as if the ground had been ripped out from under her, and she didn't know how to find her footing again. Then there was Trina, who, like her sisters, had her own emotional struggle to deal with. She tried her best to hold it together, but the weight of the truth was too much to bear. Trina, always the stabilizing force in the family, couldn't mask her disappointment. Her frustration with the situation was evident, but her biggest heartbreak came from the pain she saw in her sisters. Trina had been the one trying to keep the peace, the one who believed in love and family above all else, yet even she was now questioning everything. It was clear that the betrayal had torn through the Braxton family's tight-knit structure, leaving them all reeling from the impact. As the family navigated their own complex emotions, the fans were left in shock, confusion, and anger. For years, the Braxtons had been an open book to their supporters, sharing their triumphs, struggles, and moments of vulnerability with the world. But this was something entirely different. Fans, who had followed Toni and Birdman's love story, couldn't comprehend how something like this could happen to such a close-knit family. They had watched their relationship unfold in the public eye, rooting for them every step of the way. Now, they found themselves asking how Toni could stay with Birdman after what had allegedly been done to her sisters. Was there more to the story than Brat had let on? How much of this was truly understood by Toni before it all came crashing down? The internet erupted with speculation. Fans took sides, debating who was to blame and how everything had spiraled so quickly. Some fans defended Toni, voicing their disbelief and disappointment, while others sided with Birdman, suggesting that the situation was more nuanced than it appeared. Rumors and theories ran rampant, with social media filled with posts, memes, and comments dissecting every detail. But no matter which side people took, the one thing that stood out to everyone was the pain in Toni's eyes. That raw emotion spoke volumes, causing many to question everything they thought they knew about the situation. It was a heartbreaking moment for all involved, and for the fans who had once seen this love story as something beautiful, it was now a painful, public unraveling that they couldn't stop watching. But even as the speculation grew, one thing was certain. Toni Braxton's emotional breakdown in that moment was a turning point. It was more than just about Birdman. It was about Toni's heartache, her trust, and her family. As she fought to hold back tears, she revealed something deeper. The betrayal wasn't just about what happened between her and Birdman. It was about the betrayal of her family, the very people who were supposed to be her rock. The entire situation was more complicated than anyone could have imagined, and Toni's emotional response to it made that all too clear. As Toni continued to speak, the tension built. The more she revealed about her pain, the more her fans felt her heart break. This wasn't just a celebrity scandal. This was real emotion, real pain, and real consequences. Toni's words weren't just about what had been done to her. They were about the future. Could she ever repair her relationship with her sisters? Could she ever move on from the hurt that Birdman had caused her? These were the questions that lingered, unanswered, at the end of the interview. And as Toni's emotional breakdown came to a close, the story was far from over. Fans were left with so many unanswered questions. Would Toni find a way to forgive Birdman? Could she ever trust her sisters again? And would the Braxtons ever heal from the deep emotional wounds that had been exposed? The cliffhanger left fans desperate for answers, eager to know how this heartbreaking saga would play out. What do you think? Can Toni Braxton recover from this devastating betrayal? Will she find a way to rebuild her relationships with her sisters? Or has the damage been done? And what about Birdman? Will he ever truly face the consequences of his actions? The emotional drama is just beginning, and we're here to bring you every shocking twist. Don't forget to subscribe, comment your thoughts, and stay tuned as this story continues to unfold.